The meeting of the Laguna Honda Hospital Joint Conference Committee of December 13th, 2022 in order. To
All right.
order. So we will do the landed lot acknowledgement.
Yeah, I'm going to do a roll call real quickly, please.
Okay, sorry.
Commissioner Green
Present.
and Commissioner Chow.
Present.
All right, I will do the land acknowledgement now. The San Francisco Health Commission acknowledges that we are on the unceded ancestral homeland of the Ramaytush Ohlone, who are the original inhabitants of the San Francisco Peninsula. As the indigenous stewards of this land and in accordance with their traditions, the Ramaytush Ohlone have never ceded, lost, nor forgotten their responsibilities as the caretakers of this place, as for all peoples who reside in their traditional territory. As guests, we recognize that we benefit from living and working on their traditional homeland. We wish to pay our respects by acknowledging the ancestors, elders, and relatives of the Ramaytush Ohlone community and by affirming their sovereign rights as First Peoples.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Shall we go to the next item? Well, also, I just want to acknowledge this is a bit of a strange meeting. This is for the folks online. We have a very short open session because most of the executive staff of Laguna Honda are dealing with a CMS survey that relates to recertification. And so we're appreciative to have a meeting. And we know that next week at the full commission, there will be a full Laguna Honda update there. So item 2 is the approval of the November 8th, 2022 Laguna Honda JCC minutes.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes?
No, I move approval.
All right.
Second.
Thank you. There's some folks on the line. Let me check there. If you'd like to make, people on the public comment line, if you'd like to make comment on item 2, the approval of the November 8th minutes, please press *3 now to raise your hand. Know that each of you will have up to 3 minutes to speak. And reminding you that all comments should be about the item on which we're on, which again is the minutes. I see one hand and I will unmute. Caller, please let us know that you're there.
I am. It's Patrick Minetshaw.
Okay, Mr. Minetshaw, I got 3 minutes on the clock for you.
Thank you. These minutes are alarming. Responding to Commissioner Chow's November 8th question about Laguna Honda executive staff changes, Acting CEO Pickens said a current Laguna Honda employee is being taught to be a, quote, nursing home administrator, NHA, end quote, by LHH's current consultant, HSAJ, potentially being a preceptor. The proposed employee doesn't have the required master's degree in nursing home administration. Their master's is in occupational therapy, and their various skills are widely disrespected among staff. The candidate claims their California Healthcare Foundation Healthcare Improvement Project resulted in decreased admission wait times and an increased average daily census in the acute rehab unit. The acute rehab census has remained very low for years and years. Given Laguna Honda's 2019 patient sexual abuse scandal, it's a bad idea to home grow a nursing home administrator. Laguna Honda residents merit a highly qualified, licensed nursing home administrator possessing proven years of on-the-job experience. This commission should require a nationwide search to hire an already licensed nursing home administrator rather than this inexperienced wannabe. LHH's residents deserve no less. I apologize. I'm still having difficulty speaking following my surgery. I hope I was clear, and I'll submit written 150-word testimony for inclusion in today's meeting minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Minetshaw. You were loud and clear. Thank you. Any other folks would like to make comment? Press *3. Again, this is for the minutes, meeting minutes. All right, I see no hands, and I heard a first and second because there's only 2 of you in the room. That is all the action that we need, so the item is approved. I have a new procedure to make sure that folks on the line know where we're at. I'm going to clear the hands right now, so I'm going to start verbalizing it so there's no dispute over that. And there we go. And we can move on to item 3, general public comment. So folks on the line, if you'd like to make comment about something that's not on the agenda, this is the time to do it. You can press *3 and you'll each have up to 3 minutes to make comment. I see one hand, but I'm going to remind you again, press *3 to make a comment. Oh, great, I see 2. Okay, Mr. Minette-Shaw, you've got 3 minutes.
This is Patrick Minette-Shaw again. There are a number of problems. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, yes, loud and clear.
There are a number of problems involving secrecy with Health Services Advisory Group, HSAG. First, the November 4th contract with HSAG to be Laguna Honda's quality improvement expert, QIE, was still not finalized by December 9th. Why is the QIA contract still being kept secret for so long? Second, the Laguna Honda settlement agreement required the QIA Laguna Honda hired HSAG to conduct a, quote, root cause analysis, end quote, for every deficiency identified in CMS and CDPH surveys between October 14th, 2021 and April 13th, 2022. The root cause analysis report was supposed to be submitted to CMS by December 1. On December 2nd, DPH's public records staff responded to a records request seeking the root cause analysis report, saying, quote, "We have no records to produce in response to your request," end quote, and added, quote, "as that DPH does not have possession, custody, or control of the record responsive to your request," end quote. Is this another secret document? This commission should demand immediate release of that root cause analysis because it's supposed to inform a subsequent follow-up action plan to lead to recertification of Laguna Honda by CMS. Mr. Pickens, as recently as November 8th, said that the root cause analysis report was being worked on towards developing the action plan. Why are all of these documents so damn secretive? Thank you.
Comment. Caller, I've unmuted you. Please let us know that you're there.
Hello.
Yes, please begin. You've got 3 minutes on the clock. When the buzzer goes, know your time is up.
Okay, thank you. Hello, commissioners. My name is Norman Dagelman. I'm a longtime resident of San Francisco, and I would urge you to save Laguna Honda Hospital with all of its beds intact and to fund alternatives for those who need care in other settings. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, please let us know that you're there.
Yes, this is Michael Lyon. Thank you. I am, we're almost in the middle of December now, and February 2nd is breathing down our necks. I am really worried about what's going to be happening. And part of the reason I'm worried is because there hasn't been transparency at all in the past. There's whole questions about whether the closure when the deadly discharges were actually necessary. But forget that for a moment, because the real issue before us now that we need to know about is what is the revised closure plan? This plan is so much of what's going to be happening in the next 2 months is going to be dependent on this revised closure plan, and we don't know what it's about. So you need to reveal that. Meantime, as the previous caller said, you must provide sufficient mental health and substance use programs and beds to give people the care they need, with sufficient services for elders and people with disabilities to be able to stay in their communities where possible, and to prevent inappropriate admission into Laguna Honda, which is not able to take care of them safely. So we demand transparency in the planning, the changes, Laguna Honda policy and operation. You need to stop the flow project of using Laguna Honda as an overflow for San Francisco General. There must not be any charge of non-SNF eligible residents until there can be safe and local arrangements made. There must be no loss of beds in this nearly new facility. Remember how low the spread of COVID was in the early stages. So we can have an exception made to save those 120 beds. There must be funding for existing residents until the recertification. There must not be closures. Residents who have already been discharged by force must be allowed to return. And Laguna Honda must be open to all San Franciscans who need nursing home care. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. There's one more caller. Oh, let's see. The person just popped off. Hi, caller. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure that I've already gotten you. Is this Mr. Manette Shaw?
No, this is Dr. Teresa
Oh,
Palmer.
great. Okay, Dr. Palmer, I'll put 3 minutes on. I wasn't sure. The WebEx isn't so
It's
clear.
okay. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just resumption of normal operations at Laguna Honda must be uncoupled from closure, discharges, loss of beds. This is an insane and cruel exercise. And there's enough blame to go around at all levels of government. And using Laguna Honda as a refuge for people that need treatment for active substance abuse and unstable behavioral problems is against nursing home regulations, and is part of what got Laguna Honda into trouble in the first place, along with underfunding and neglect of our public nursing home. And so this is just so frustrating to watch this play out. I am just praying that these inspections are going to result into an extension of the closure date and a waiver of the bed cuts. Anyone that can do anything to push that along, and anything I can do and people I'm in contact can do to convince the other players at other levels of government to help, please let me know. Okay, I'm done. Thanks.
And commissioners, I just want to quickly, there was a comment made about the RCA. I just want to let you all know that the consultants created that document, turned it into CMS. DPH never had possession. It's not the DPH document. And until CMS approves that, DPH has no access to it. So I want to make sure that it's clear to you and the members of the public that when that is all finalized, the document will come to you and to be available to the public at that time. But that is all the public comment we have. We can move on to consideration for a closed session. Item 4.
Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I so move.
I will second that.
Okay, so everyone on the public comment line, if you'd like to make comment on this item, please press *3 now. I see some hands from last time, so I'll go through and yeah, that's great. So again, item 4, closed session. If you have any comments pertaining to the closed session, please leave your hand up. Otherwise, no comments on that. Okay, here we go. Hi, caller. I've unmuted you. Please let us know that you're there.
Hi, this is Dr. Palmer. I'm sure you're going to discuss this in closed session. Are you saying that the root cause analysis and the revised closure plan has been submitted by the consultants to CDPH without anyone at the Department of Public Health looking at it? Aren't the consultants working for the Department of Public Health? I mean, this is not really believable that you can't release it because you haven't seen what the consultants you hired are submitting to the state. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for your comment.
Well, Mark, can you hear me?
You're on mute. There you go.
Yes, please go ahead.
Are you talking to me, Mark?
Yes, Mr. Manette Shaw, you are unmuted
All right.
and we can hear you.
Please start the 3 minutes over.
Yeah, I did.
Here you go again, entering into closed session to discuss.
Oh, Mr. Manette Shaw, I apologize. I meant to mute myself and I muted you. Please, I'll start the 3 minutes again. I apologize.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sir. Yes, and again, I apologize. Starting 3 minutes right now.
Thank you. Here you go again, entering into closed session to discuss in secret another potential crisis. At 9:36 on December 9th, Secretary Morwitz sent an email canceling today's meeting, saying, quote, Laguna Honda staff and leaders are needed at this time to complete the current CMS survey taking place at the hospital, end quote. Something happened because by 4:35, Morwitz sent another email resurrecting today's meeting. What happened in those 8 hours in between the emails? Do the performance improvement and patient safety reports you will discuss in closed session involve a new crisis at Laguna Honda affecting the hospital's recertification? If so, you should disclose that now to members of the public. You should know by now that transparency begets accountability. You also know San Franciscans are demanding greater transparency and accountability from you about what's happening with Laguna Honda's potential closure. Your continued secrecy must end for the sake of Laguna Honda's residents. I find Mr. Morwitz's comment or explanation about the root cause analysis to be laughable precisely because if CMS requests changes to it, Laguna Honda will have to make changes to that document. How are you going to make changes if you didn't retain a copy of it in your possession to make changes? This is ludicrous. Release that root cause analysis now as a matter of accountability and transparency to the public you serve and to Laguna Honda residents. Thank you.
Well, that's what I get for trying to explain something in a meeting, but I was trying to be helpful, everyone. So we've got, commissioners, can you remind me, did you already do a first and second for a closed session? I forgot, you did. Okay, so there's already an action on that, which means we can go into closed session. Folks on the line, you won't hear or see us while the commissioners are in closed session, but we will be back. If you'd like to wait, you're certainly welcome to. Otherwise, just know that the screen will, I'm not sure if it plays music, but it won't show us. All right, folks in the meeting, give me 30 seconds to take us over. Okay, 1 second. Okay, here we go. We're back. So commissioners, please consider a motion to disclose or not disclose discussions held in closed session.
I will move that we do not disclose discussions in closed session.
And I will second.
All right, because there's two of you, that's an action. And now we are at a consideration for adjournment.
I would move for adjournment.
And I will second.
Again, that's an action because there's only two of you. Thank you again, commissioners and Naz. I hope you all have a good day. Good luck with the rest of your day, Naz.
Thank you. I'll talk to you all
Thanks.
later.